What's going on, Extremo Wrestling fans? I am your ultraviolet siren and your favorite indie hype girl, Kakeface Karlee. Welcome back to another episode of X Brand Unleashed. Today we have an amazing episode because we have someone representing the young pillars. Some people call him Air Niño. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Niño Extremo.
Hello, guys. Niño Extremo in the motherfucking house. Thank you for
How you
having me.
doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing very good.
That's good. I mean, you have been super busy. I've seen on your Instagram that you have been back to back doing things.
Yep. I try to stay consistent. And just trying to really get as many reps as I can in before the big matches I got coming up.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, what was Nina like growing up? And how did you get into wrestling? Like watching wrestling?
Um. So my earliest memories as a little kid are actually from watching wrestling with my dad. Growing up, he had a bunch of DVDs. He had my favorite DVD was WrestleMania 12. I fell in love with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart that match. I had it on replay all the time as a little kid.
I love that.
Um, but yeah, he had a bunch of different DVDs. But my favorite DVDs were always the ones with the ladder matches, the ones that had extreme matches, everything like that, right? Um, and growing up, well, I grew up going into high school. I feel like that's where I lost my love for it, and I stopped really watching it. Like sometimes I even thought, I don't know, I just didn't like wrestling anymore. And then I was
What kind of
about,
made you stop?
I don't, well, okay, if I'm being completely honest, growing up, I don't know, I just thought it wasn't cool anymore. I thought some of it was boring. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about deathmatch wrestling growing up, so that's another thing. Maybe I didn't keep watching it because everything was boring to me. Ladders, tables, and chairs got boring after a while. So,
Same.
so yeah, I stopped watching it. Even growing up too. It gets a little corny. Some of my friends didn't like it and stuff like that. They think wrestling is corny. That's what was going on. And then that was when I started high school. I graduated, and then I'm 17, 18. I forget how old, and we move over here to Houston because this is so. I was born in Mexico, and I moved to Miami.
Okay.
I moved to Miami when I was 5, and I lived in Miami from 5 to 17, and we moved over
Okay.
here. Right, so I've only been in Houston for 3 4 years now. Right,
Oh wow.
yeah, and so when I moved over here, I had no friends, no nothing, no nothing. I was home doing the same thing every day, 3 4 months in a row. So one day I was bored. I searched up hardcore wrestling documentary, extreme wrestling documentary, and fucking Nick Gage documentary popped up. You know, and the first 10 seconds of that documentary is just fucking a whole bunch of highlights, a whole bunch of violent shit. And I've never seen matches with glass in them, light tubes, panes of glass, all this crazy stuff that I never knew it existed. And instantly I got hooked onto it. Um, another guy, right? A quick little shout out because um, it's a YouTuber I used to watch. I still do watch to this day. He smokes. He's a weed YouTuber, I guess you could say, right? He
Mm-hmm.
smokes from his bongs, and I like a lot of different bongs and stuff like that. Whatever. His name is Luke Fondelberg. So I watch a lot of
Okay.
Luke Fondelberg, and one day he's like, "Oh, GCW vlog," and so I watched the GCW vlog. I didn't even know about GCW or nothing like that. And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Because after that day that I watched the documentary, I thought it was cool and all, but I never looked into it. So his vlogs were actually what made me started to really pay attention to GCW and all of that. Fast forward, I find out that GCW is coming to Houston, and that was the first time that I went to a show. The first time I went to, first time I saw deathmatch wrestling in person too. So that was when I saw
Wow.
Zilla, John Wayne Murdoch, and they fucking tore the house down. It was a really, really good match, and like I got hooked. I fell in love from there, and I was just keeping up with local wrestling, keeping up with GCW, everything, and little by little, I just fell in love with it again.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I guess that's the story on how I fell in love with wrestling, found out about deathmatch wrestling again, my earliest memory from when I was a kid, all that. And I was always playing when I was really in love with it. For up until I was like 10, 12 years old, I was always playing with my dad, hardcore matches, and with my figures too. I never knew it, but I always did deathmatch. I just didn't knew what it was.
I love that.
So I would take pieces of aluminum, little pieces of aluminum, and make them into thumbtacks. I would grab big pieces of so like, for example, this. So if you grab like this plastic from figures and you would just cut
Mhm.
it out, you put it on the ring, and it looks like a big pane of glass. And I would do that for my toys.
That's so smart.
And all the time I would do deathmatch wrestling with my toys. I just never knew the name. So once I found out there was actually a company doing it, CZW, GCW, tournaments, etc., I fell in love with it. Fell in love with it.
That's so amazing, like how you got into it. So before you found it, and I mean, obviously you can see from your matches like how influenced you are with like ladder matches and everything. Like, who were some of your favorites growing up before you found like the more of like the ultra violent side of wrestling?
So before I found that, I'd say definitely Jeff Hardy, number one. Uh, it was Jeff Hardy and Shawn Michaels, and then I met Shawn Michaels, and I didn't have too much of a good experience with Shawn Michaels. He was
Really, what happened?
yeah, get me by, get a picture, get the signature real quick. All right, get me going. So
Oh,
ever since that day, I don't really. But yeah, it was Shawn and Jeff. I really like RVD. I really like Sabu. I really like Kurt Angle. Um, I think that's about it for the people that I grew up watching WWE. Kurt Angle, Sabu, RVD, Jeff Hardy.
so when they like, did you ever get into like TNA growing up or finding that, or like how do you feel about like AEW today?
I
Do you
really
feel
like
like they have like good representation of um a good mix of wrestling styles?
I really like AEW. Sometimes I don't like their storylines that much, but I like it for the
Okay.
wrestling. I love the wrestling. I think they have great wrestling. So I really do like AEW. Growing up as a kid, I was such a fucking diehard Jeff Hardy fan, and I guess that would be
Same.
the time. That would be the only time that I would really watch TNA. But I never really watched TNA or anything like that. If Jeff had a big match, I would watch it. If not, I would just watch WWE. Yeah.
I was very much the same with TNA, like especially like in like the like couple of years before like 2010. If it was just anything with Jeff, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah.
So as you said, you were following local wrestling around and just you saw GCW come to Houston and you're getting this itch. When did the light bulb moment come where it was like, you know what, I want to actually do this?
So the story goes, it was one day it was one of the shows at the White Swan. I don't remember if it was a No Ring No Masters or not. We were all there. The main event got canceled. So
Okay.
all the fans are in the back of the venue, and I go out there. Everyone's breaking tubes on each other's backs. Just Smoke, one of the wrestlers, just breaking tubes on the people's backs, right? And I instantly go over there. Oh, I want to get hit. I want to get hit, right? And but well, before I tell you this, like I always wanted, as a little kid, I always wanted to wrestle. That was always a dream of mine, but I never pulled the trigger on it. Why? I don't know. In Miami, there was never a wrestling school. There was never that passion. There was never the interest.
Yeah.
Uh, but over here, obviously, things changed. And yeah, little by little, as I started going to shows, I was like, maybe, I want to do it, but I don't know. For some reason, I never pulled the trigger on it. So it was that day. I went up. I was like, "Hey, hit me, hit me." He finally picked me, and I go. Everyone's breaking them on their backs, stuff like that. I'm like, "No, hit me right here on the head." Right? He hits me. The crowd pops, and those 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds that I pop the crowd, and I'm like all this adrenaline just from one light tube smashing on my head. That was
Love
really
at first sight.
that was it. That was all it took. And I went home thinking that day, like, one, damn, that shit doesn't hurt at all. Like, I could take that. I could take that and way more, you know? Number two, that was really addicting. I love that feeling, and I want that feeling again that I gave that crowd. You know, I've imagined myself in that situation so many times as a little kid, like doing something crazy, and then the crowd goes crazy. And, like, that moment was really special for me. Um, and I went home, and that day had me thinking a lot. Then time passes by, having some conversations with my coworkers at work, and they tell me, "Hey, why don't you do it? Like, you know, you're always talking about it. Why don't you do it?" And that was all it took. It was one conversation at work, and that day, and I was like, you know what? They're right. And I feel like I could really go crazy, crazier than a lot of people, because I just when I have the balls, I have the athleticism. I'm hungry, and a lot of people don't say it when I a lot of people don't like it when I say this, but I have no regard for my body. I don't care what happens to my body. Imagine the pop. That's what I always tell my you know, whoever I'm working with in the back. They're like, "You sure you want to do that?" Imagine the pop. That's all I tell them. You know. So yeah, I always knew I could do it way bigger. And yeah, that conversation that day, I was like, I'm gonna do it. So the story goes, I started training for a few months in the summer, this past summer. Few months I started training, and then I already knew that I wanted to be a deathmatch wrestler. I didn't want to be a wrestler, lucha libre, no other thing. I don't care about WWE. I don't care about all of that. You've seen it in the promos.
Instantly, you knew you wanted the ultra violent side.
You've seen it in the promos. I don't care about any of that, right? And I knew that the only way to I knew no one was gonna book me with no experience, no matches, no nothing like that. So what I did, I trained for a few months, and then August came. It was time for my birthday. My mom one day asked me, "Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" And I tell her, "Let me have a death match in the backyard." She goes, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, let me have a death match in the backyard." First answer, she says, "No, hell no." And
Like,
and
are you out of
no,
your fucking mind?
yeah, one, she doesn't want me to get hurt. Two, the noise. Three, the mess that it was gonna make. It took me
Right.
about 2 days. It took me about 2 days fully to convince her. By the way, I planned this in 1 week or less than a week. It was like 4 days. This was on Tuesday or Wednesday that I was trying to convince her. I convinced her. I made the flyer. I invited everyone, and I had the match on Saturday. So
What year was this, by the way? Because you said
this
August. Like,
year, this year. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get to is I basically promoted my debut. I sponsored my debut, all of that. I knew I wasn't gonna get booked. I knew that no one was gonna do that. I had to prove to everyone that, you know, I might not have any experience or nothing like that, but don't underestimate me. Look what I can do. And so that's what I did. I texted 3 different wrestlers. They all said no. The only person that said yes is Primo. Primo
shout out
can't
to
book.
Primo.
Shout out to Primo. Without Primo, this doesn't happen. Without Primo Cut, none of this happens because he's the person that believed in me, that pulled the trigger on me. He's like, yeah, let me give this kid a try, you know? Because and on top of that too, Primo had a booking that Saturday. He canceled that booking. He's like, I'm gonna go over here and have this death match with this kid, you know? So
Wow.
I texted Primo. I paid Primo. I paid a little bit of money to my cameraman to make me a little edit. That the next day, that edit ended up helping me a lot, you know? Like, it helped me move a lot because it was a badass
Yeah.
edit. But yeah, and then long story short, I, I went crazy for my debut for my first match ever. I did what I did, and just been going up from there. You know, every time I try to push it to the limit, try to top what I did last time. But that was the story. I basically promoted my own debut. I sponsored my own debut. and it went from there. My second match was 2 weeks later against Aerial Crab, and I got lit on fire, put through a pane of glass on fire, all of that. And this whole time, everyone tells me, you're going to do all this? No experience, no nothing? Yeah. No shirt, no nothing? Yeah. I have a vision that I know I can be great, and I will be great. And no one's going to stop me. I don't fear nothing. I don't fear nobody. And yeah, I told him like, no, it's different when I come out with a shirt and I take it off. Like, nah, he chose to maybe he thought about it. It's different when I come out without a shirt. First match, no nothing, no fear. Like, oh, this kid's ready. He doesn't, no shirt. Because that was a big thing for me. At the start, everyone was always telling me wear a shirt, this and that. I'm like, no. Sick Nick Mondo didn't wear a shirt. JC Bailey didn't wear a shirt. Chris Cash
That's facts.
shirt. The people that I idolize in this business.
Wow.
Never wore a shirt. So you're never gonna catch me wearing a shirt unless I don't know. But yeah, it'll be a rare occasion if you catch me wearing a shirt.
If you ever lose a bet, which I don't think that would even ever fucking happen. So, like, to just reiterate, you've only been training like for pretty much less than a year.
A year, going on a year, but yeah.
So you could have told me have at least 5 years under your belt. Let me just to kind of, ladies, like everyone that's watching, the first time I ever saw Niño Extremo was the Houston shows in November with Loco and X Brand. The pop that you had, the draw of the crowd, the in-ring skill. Like, you are seriously an anomaly. It's just like there's no fucking way that a year of experience, just with this being your first year, I cannot wait to see what you have in store, because you're already mind-blowing. So, wow. I mean, holy shit, dude. I give you your flowers already. That's incredible. And you are, like, seriously, you're nonstop doing it. So, I mean, kudos. Wow. So, within all that, when did you come up with your name?
I just wanted something catchy, and I wanted something to. I remember just thinking I want something catchy, and I want something that's in Spanish, so people know I'm Hispanic and know I'm Mexican and stuff like that, because I'm proud to be Mexican. And yeah, I just honestly I couldn't tell you. I probably went through Kid Extreme, like I was going through a whole bunch of different type of names. I wanted Chris Cash. I always loved Chris Cash's name, just Chris Cash. It was cool. I don't know. I just wanted something catchy like that. And Miedo Extremo was really cool. I liked that. And I really couldn't tell you. It was one day I was looking at my fan and I was going through different names, and I finally got to Niño Extremo, Niño. Oh, okay, that's cool. And that was it.
I love that. So who, like, within this year of learning and doing matches, who has helped train you so far?
It's Pedro Ortega. He's my trainer. And other than that, I'd say the people that I've worked with this year are honestly like teaching me a lot during matches, where sometimes I'm call them out: Chamberlain, Aero Crab, and Primo K. And really everyone else that I've worked with, because I know I'm missing a handful of people also from the Scramble. Christian Starr, awesome working with Christian Starr. All of them have way more experience than I do, and I am just all ears. I'm all ears before the match, in the match, after the match. Give me all the feedback you can. I'll take it. And in the match, I just try to listen as much as possible. And I find myself learning a lot. Learning a lot. Like, in the match, I have a lot of moments where I'm like, oh, okay, what they said makes sense. Like, okay, right now is a good time to go up to the crowd and, get them turned up. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. And really, I could just say everyone that I've been working with throughout the whole year, everyone's um, a part of my learning process and everything. It's not just one person.
So who are some people that influence your in-ring, high flying extreme style?
Off the top of my head, Sick Nick Mondo. I told Hyman one day. It was the day of Till I Die too. I just went up to Hyman one day. I'm like, I'm gonna be the next Sick Nick Mondo of local wrestling, and he looked at me. He's like, okay, dog, okay. And I was fucked up, but I meant it. I was fucked up, but I meant it. And so yeah, Sick Nick Mondo. I love JC Bailey, which is really cool because it's two guys that I really idolize. Two guys that are legends in this business in the ultra-violent style,
Mm-hmm.
and they're two guys that I've gotten compared to a lot, which undescribable feeling. So them two, RVD. I love all of RVD's movesets. I love all of them. And Sabu. So yeah, the guys that I said earlier, but yeah, Sabu, RVD, and Sick Nick Mondo, I would say are my top three that I try to mix and match. I use all of that, and then I throw a little bit of my boxing background in there, and that's what makes Niño.
And I mean, you can absolutely tell JC Bailey, Sig Nick Mondo, RVD, Jeff Hardy. You are quite literally born to do this. And I can see, like how you said with your name, it's catchy, and with just how you are and your story and how unique you are with your story and how you're training. You're going to be someone that everyone knows and ends up being like, oh, who's your Mount Rushmore? Yeah, this one, Niño Extremo, and this one. And I mean, I'm not trying to like be biased because you're on here and everything. I just mean that wholeheartedly.
And that's the goal. That's always been the goal. I want to be great. I know I can be great. I have it written on my mirror. I will win the Tournament of Death. I will be in a GCW. I will go to Japan. I will travel the world and do the things that I love, and that's deathmatch wrestling. And I know I can. And I never toot my own. I don't want to toot my own horn, but the only thing I will say is I don't think that there's ever been another situation like me where someone starts less than a year doing the things that I'm doing, promoted their own debut, had it in their own backyard, sponsored their own debut. 2 weeks later, had one of the best matches, one of the best death matches of 2025 here in Houston, in my opinion. I'm very proud of that match with Aerial Crab. I'm very proud, even though it was a career-altering match for my back and everything, and it was very painful. It was a shock to lose that much blood. Coming home, it was a shock. And that day, I really questioned if I wanted to do this or not in the shower. But hell yeah, I love this. And I've gone through a lot more of those showers ever since that day. Painful showers, lightheaded showers, but I love it. And I'm ready for all the wars that I have ahead of me. So yeah, I don't think there's no one that has started the way I started, at least in deathmatch, and has gone balls to the wall. First match, light tube. Second match, fire, panes of glass, going crazy.
So, with all the dedication that you have and the consistency that you have, how does it feel? Because even just from my experience of seeing you during that scramble in Houston in November, as soon as your music hit, it was just this rumble of Niño. How does it feel just literally within a year that you already have such a tremendous following?
It's honestly very surreal. Yeah, it's I could get emotional like telling you like talking to you about it right now because I get emotional just thinking about it like throughout. Like there's just times where like for example on Tuesday night I beat Chamberlain and then I stand up and it's one of those first moments where I can recall at least that I'm like fully there, and I'm really soaking in the chants and everyone saying my name. And there's been many times where I'm just in my room or just driving and I just break down because I'm just very grateful to be in the position that I'm in and like all the opportunities that are being given to me. And this is very surreal because it's a dream come true. Like I'm living my dream. Like I'm living my dream, and I don't want to let nobody down. And man, I have so much pressure. I have so much pressure, and I love it. I love the fucking pressure. And to answer your question, it's very surreal, and it means a lot to me. It means the world to me.
And people like you, it's like, how like some people these days will be like they gave fame and success to the right person. That's you. Because you're not only, you can talk your shit and back it up, because I've seen what you can do. Everyone's seen what you can do. But you're so humble at the same time. You are literally perfect for this. And I'm proud of just what you've accomplished so far, and you are seriously going to set this ultra violent world on fire. And I cannot fucking wait. For anyone who does not know who this young man is right now, just wait. Go to his Instagram. Go somewhere and watch just one clip, and you're going to be hook, line, sinker with him, because he is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Absolutely, wholeheartedly. So another thing, speaking, because you mentioned that night with Chamberlain and everything, that was a night that you put out another promo. You put out kind of two promos back to back. It was sort of similar, but that was the night I realized as a fan, because I knew you have a catchy name, you're great in the ring, you have a great look to you. And then I heard you really cut that promo, both of those promos. And I had seriously down my spine goosebumps. I was like, this kid is fucking serious. Like, you had me completely sold. What sparked, I guess maybe you already answered it, of letting the crowd, like you had that crowd moment soak in. Was that kind of spark that motivation to cut that promo? I know you mentioned Little Sicko. You got some great shit ahead of you.
That promo has just been building up for a while. That promo was very real. I've been meaning to get in the ring with somebody that's, first of all, just as sick as me, like I said in that promo. And second of all, kind of like my same size, I guess you would say. Same style, similar styles.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since my match at the Deathmatch Scramble, the X-Brand show with Loco, I started, some of my clips started going viral. I had a lot of talk, and the main talk was, what would Lil Sicko versus Niño look like? And a lot of people were saying that they want to see that match. And I was replying to all of those comments like, that's a dream match of mine, Lil Sicko, just talking to my friends, oh, what are your three people you want to face next year? And I'll tell you right now, Mr. Danger, I want Mr. Danger. I want Lil Sicko, and I'm gonna have him soon. And I want Dredd. I want Judge Joe Dredd. Well, he's no longer Judge
Ooh,
Joe, but I want Dredd. I want
man.
Black. I could keep going. I could keep going. But I just want to show, and I don't know. I just, oh, I feel like I don't know. I would just want to keep proving myself with the big dogs. I want to show people I can hang. And what was the question?
Um, I think that's actually my fault. My question was kind of just you talking about Lil
Oh,
Sicko,
what
but
sparked the promo? Yeah, it was
yeah.
just that. It's just been building up for a while, and yeah, I asked for a little sicko. I don't know if I can say this or not, but fuck it. I asked for a little sicko. I requested Lil Sicko. I'm like, give me a little sicko, and I'm gonna fucking bleed buckets for you, and I'm gonna give you a banger. That's what I told Jaime. That's what I told everybody. And little by little, he never assured me anything. I kept getting reps, and not too long ago is when he confirmed me. He told me he's like, all right, you know, you got
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
it. And yeah, he told me that, and then that was what 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know whenever he got announced, and after my match on Sunday with Chamberlain, because I fought Chamberlain on Sunday and then I fought Chamberlain on Tuesday. After my match on Sunday, he told me, hey, whenever you're ready, cut that promo. Cut a good promo. And I was like, all right, I got you, don't worry.
And it was just so fluid. It was just like, okay. I mean, that shit flowed. It was like that you've been doing this like since you were born. I've cut it like just very so articulate, very intense. Like it was such an amazing both of them.
I mean, I've been doing that promo in the mirror, and I've done that promo, many types of promos like that in my head since I was a little kid, multiple different times. It just never got brought out yet. You know, there was never, yeah, it just wasn't brought out yet, and that was a good time. It's time to, yeah, just I've cut promos in the past, but I never took them seriously like I took this one, and this one was straight from the fucking heart, and I meant everything that
You
I said.
can tell.
I don't care how big, how strong, how nothing, how violent. I'm not scared of nobody. Nobody. I used to play football with big ass fucking football players get ran over. I used to box for multiple years. I used to get punched in the fucking face, way bigger people than me all the time. I'm not scared of cuts. I'm not scared of no bumps. I'm not scared of nothing. Nothing. And shit, Lil Sicko is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna be scared of. I'll tell you that right now. And everyone that thinks that Lil Sicko is gonna walk over me, fucking February 28th, you're in for a surprise. You're in for a surprise. I could just all I'm gonna say is keep doubting me. Keep doubting me. Keep underestimating me, and see what happens.
What are some of your favorite matches that you've had so far?
Number one, the deathmatch scramble for sure. That's the top one, my favorite one. Number two would be my second match ever and first match with Aero Crab at Can't Kill Texas. The first Can't Kill Texas. Um, and number three, mm, huh. I'd say number three is probably tied between Lowrider. I had a pretty good match with Lowrider, and there's a lot of good ones. I don't know. The one I just had on Tuesday was pretty good. That was pretty fun, and it had a lot of good spots. The match that I had for with Halloween, that one went viral too because I was dressed up like Sick Nick Mondo. My match for Halloween with Primo as Mini Jason. So there's a bunch of good ones, but those off the top of my head, those are my favorite ones.
Besides the three so far, what are some dream matches that you'd like to have or moments?
Um, I I will win the Tournament of Death. I don't want to say I want to. I'm going to win a Tournament of Death at one point. Um, And yeah, that's my main goal. Cause to me, like that's what started everything was TZW was the Tournament of Death. So that's
Yep.
like my big Super Bowl, my big WrestleMania moment to me. Obviously, I want to be in all the other tournaments. I want to be in the Negate Invitational. I want to be in the Tournament of Survival, Wicked 13, Carnage Cup, King
You
of the
hear him,
Death,
Justin. Put him in Wicked 13, Justin.
Wicked 13, King of the Death match. All the big tournaments. I want to be in all the big tournaments. I want to be in CZW. I want to be in GCW, and I just want to make my name from as one of the top guys in deathmatch wrestling, not only here but all around. Like I said in that promo, because yeah, yep.
So you mentioned, CZW, GCW. Where are some other dream promotions that you'd like to work for?
Freedoms,
Ooh.
BJW would be awesome. Um, let's see, BJW. Rise would be cool. Go to the UK. I feel like I'm forgetting a main promotion from the UK. I feel so bad. It's Rise and another one. I don't know, but just my goal is just to travel the world in general. I want to make it to the biggest promotions in deathmatch wrestling everywhere. The biggest one here, CZW, GCW. Go over there, BJW, Freedoms. Yeah, and UK. Oh, I'm forgetting my fucking main one, the motherland, Zona 23. I will be in Zona 20. What? I'm not gonna go too much into it, but when the time is right, I'm gonna be in Zona 23, and I'm gonna fucking put on a show for Zona 23. Also, all the fucking deathmatch promotions in Florida. I need to stop ducking Niño Extremo. Y'all need to book Niño Extremo in Florida, because I need to have a match where I'm from. I need to have all my people come out and see what the fuck Niño Extremo is all about in Florida. So that's another big goal of mine this next year. I want to have a death match in Florida. I want to have a banger in Florida. It doesn't matter where, Miami, Tampa, Orlando.
It'd be dope if they had you for the, you know how they have like the Deathmatch Carnival in Florida. Oh my God, seeing you there would be fun.
And I've been talking to them. I've been texting them. I've been in their DMs. I've been in their comments. I want it. It's just up to them to book me, and I'm gonna give them a banger. They're not gonna regret it. Niño Extremo will not disappoint. I always tell that to everybody, and I never disappoint. So that's a big goal. Is Florida for sure.
Right on. So what does deathmatch wrestling mean to you?
Number one, it's an escape. Wrestling in general is an escape for me. It's always been an escape for me. It's my I don't know where to begin. I don't know. It's just my fucking life. Deathmatch wrestling now is my life, but before deathmatch wrestling, wrestling was my life. As a little kid, that's all I ever thought about. I fell out of it, obviously, but it was always a big part of my life. And I'm trying to figure out a way to answer your question better. But deathmatch wrestling is definitely an art form, and it's a very misunderstood art form. And just like there's all different types of anything, there's going to be different types of wrestling. And it may have a lot of critics. Me personally, I have tons of critics tell me that I shouldn't do what I'm doing. I'm way too young, blah, 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 blah. And it goes in one ear and goes out through the other, because I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, wrestling to me got boring. Deathmatch wrestling is real. When I'm bleeding, when I'm getting cut in the ring, when I'm genuinely hurt, but I'm pushing through that pain, and it's hard to explain the feeling that I have when I'm in a match losing a lot of blood. I'm just in a movie. It's the adrenaline. It's everything, and it goes back to fucking Roman Coliseum days. People chopping each other up with swords and all that. That's what I imagine. That's what deathmatch wrestling is. That's the closest thing there is to it right now. And yeah, when I'm out there, I just feel like a fucking warrior. And deathmatch wrestling to me is an escape from reality. It's it's to me the realest point of my life. How do you say that? I don't know. It's like as real as it gets. You know, I
Yeah.
feel the most alive when I'm in that fucking ring, when I'm bleeding. All my senses are at 1,000, and I feel like I could do anything. I feel like I'm Superman, and it's just a live action horror movie. That's what it is.
That's such an amazing answer. What's it like being part of the Young Pillars along with Primo Ka, Marty Two Fly, and Mickey Vargas?
It's really cool because I don't know. It's all guys that I used to watch before I started doing this myself. So now being in a faction with all of them is really cool. Um, Number one, number two, everyone's got their own little something. You know, Primo can fucking talk his ass off. He's a technical wrestler. He's a really good technical wrestler. He's very creative in the ring with the stuff that he does. With the fucking like Chucky doll. We had a match
Mm-hmm.
the other day. Bro's picking up a tree branch and carving us with tree branches. He was carving us with napkins. We were like, he's carving us with the napkin. What's going on? Primo. Primo is special. Mickey is a motherfucker that is just like me. Does not give a fuck about his body, and he just wants to pop that crowd. And Mickey is another one that you got to look out for because Mickey is coming for it all in 2026, and Mickey means business. And me and Mickey actually have a match January 31st, Can't Kill Texas 2.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's gonna be a good one. A lot of blood. A lot of blood. Uh, I can't say enough about Mickey, to be honest. Mickey is just balls to the wall, all gas, no fucking breaks, just like me. He just wants it all, and he's hungry. Love Mickey Vargas. And then fucking there's Marty Two Fly. Marty Two Fly. Marty Two Fly is a character, number one. Number two, he's just the fucking power of the group. He's the muscle. He's the fucking, you know, that's Marty Two Fly. And yeah, he also has pretty big matches coming up. And yeah, I just feel like people got to start taking chances on the young pillars. People very soon all over the country are gonna see what the young pillars are all about. The young pillars are gonna start invading promotions very soon, and it's not only gonna be here in Houston that the young pillars are causing waves. We're gonna be causing waves all over the country because every one of us has something special, and us together, we're gonna be unstoppable. And
I agree.
it's a very cool faction, very cool thing we got going for the young pillars.
I think like seeing you guys, it's such a great representation of Houston deathmatch wrestling, Texas deathmatch wrestling, and you guys are gonna set the world on fire. Like you guys, I mean, you already explained how you guys all have something uniquely special about you. And even before the picture of the faction came out and everything, when I saw all four of you individually, I was like, wow, yeah, everyone needs to start paying attention to the Texas deathmatch scene. These guys are no fucking joke. So it was so cool to be like, oh, fuck yeah, now they're the young pillars. So I was like, yeah, that's what's up.
Yep.
So I would like to know, and I ask this with everyone, what is your Mount Rushmore for regular wrestling and deathmatch wrestling?
I mix them or I give you each one. Each one.
What You can give me your Mount Rushmore of regular wrestling and then one for deathmatch.
Okay, so regular wrestling, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, even though he treated me like shit. Uh, and I didn't mention him before, but CM Punk. I really like CM Punk.
Okay.
And I feel like CM Punk changed a lot in the business. And CM Punk, yeah he's just CM Punk. He moves me when he's on the fucking mic. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then as for deathmatch, I'd say Signic Mondo. I'd say Jun Kasai. I'd say there's a lot of people, and I really want to pick the best one. I'm sorry.
I'll allow 5 in your Mount Rushmore if you'd like.
So I have Jun Kasai, I have Signic Mondo. I feel like it's only right. To me, I love Thumbtack Jack. I love
Ooh.
Even though okay, I'll put him as an honorable mention. Chris Cash is an honorable mention because he didn't do a lot of deathmatch, but he just every single match I've seen of Chris Cash's, I've just been in awe. But back to deathmatch, I'd say Thumbtack Jack, Jun Kasai, Signic Mondo, and for the last one, I'd say Necro Butcher, just because I mean he inspires my style too. You know, I'm trying to incorporate it a little more here and there, but eventually I'm gonna take my boxing actually and place it into all my death matches and be like, all right, lockjaw, here we go, and give it right back. I love that. So yeah, so Necro Butcher, Jun Kasai, Thumbtack Jack, and Sick Nick Mondo. Honorable mentions: Chris Cash, J.C. Bailey, and I guess Nick Gage, because the man died in the tournament of death. And I mean, you know, if it wasn't for his documentary, I wouldn't have, you know, started all of that and seen everything. So I have to throw Nick Gage in there too. But those are my people.
Amazing Mount Rushmores. Amazing Mount Rushmores. So you mentioned a couple times you did boxing. Like, how long did you do boxing?
I've been boxing for 5 years now, going on 6. Going on 6, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've been in a couple tournaments and a couple smokers. Smokers are like underground boxing events, like only here in Houston, or
Oh, okay.
there's all around Texas. But yeah, it's like underground. You know, you got people selling food, selling shirts, selling, you know, smoke, and you got the ring in the middle, and you know we go out there and squabble. But yeah, I've done a couple matches, a couple not matches, a couple fights.
Very cool.
Yeah. My first love was always wrestling, though.
So I'd like to know, what is your favorite deathmatch weapon to use, and what is your least favorite to like take?
Okay, my favorite one. I'd say my favorite one. If we're getting really specific, my favorite one is the short light tube, because I get really creative and it's really easy to hold. Like in the scramble, I don't know if people noticed, but I was holding like 2-3 tubes on my side right here, and they were loose tubes, but those are T12s that are like half, and they're easier to hold. Even when I was doing the suicide dive, the tope, whatever, with it. It's just I just know I really like those short ones. They're really easy to play with and they pop loud. I feel like they're way louder than a lot of tubes. So I'd say those short tubes. I like, and then just panes of glass and T8s because a lot of people tell me not to use T8s, and yet I still fucking use T8s because I'm not afraid of it's yeah. A lot of people are afraid of skinny tubes, and a lot of people here tell me like not to. I've had hour-long conversations with wrestlers I'm not gonna name that are just calling me stupid on the phone the whole time. I'm like, listen, bro, like we have a different perspective. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it, and I am doing it the right way. At least I try to do it the right way. I try to be as safe as possible, and I'm not afraid of the cuts that I get from a T8. Yeah, they're big gashes, but my body heals quick. Okay, I'm okay. So I love popping the crowd with T8s and being like, damn, he shouldn't do that move with a T8, but there goes Niño. He did it with a T8 anyways. you know. Um, so yeah, T8s, panes of glass, and those short light tubes. Also, what I've been using a lot recently, that Tuesday was the first time I haven't used them in like I don't even know since when. Is thumbtacks. I've been using thumbtacks almost every match that I had. I've just gotten used to them at this point. Like I don't even feel them. I'll land on them all day, every day. Got 5,000 thumbtacks sitting behind me right now that I ordered on Amazon, ready for my next match. Like it's like that.
I love that.
Um, Worst, the thing that I hate taking or that I just don't like taking. As of right now, the worst thing has been fire. Like just that sucked. But I mean, there's not really nothing that I wouldn't take right now. I've already told the team I need knife boards, I need razor boards, I need fork boards, I need fucking. There's gonna be toothpicks and skewers and all types of fuckery and my match with Little Sicko. Um, or at least I hope. I want to do all types of crazy shit. I don't give a fuck. I want all that shit. But so I'm not afraid of nothing, and I'm not willing. I'm not like I've never said no to anything. But the one thing that hurts the most, I guess, would just be a gusset plate. The gusset plate just hurts the most. But I mean, basically taken almost everything there is to take already, except for fucking knife board, razor board. All those big boards. But I'm gonna take them. They're coming.
Okay. So, do you have a favorite type of death match that you like to watch, and is there any that you like to be a part of, like a Type A death match, a House of Horrors?
Oh, I really like that concept. I don't know if it was a House of Horrors, but I really like the concept that GCW did. John Wayne Murdoch and Mr. Danger.
Yeah.
That structure and all those tubes. That's badass. I love, love when there's a match and the ring just looks crazy as fuck before the match even starts. I'm talking about no rope barbed wire. I'm talking about no padding on the ring and all types of fuckery like fan-made weapons and stuff like that. The match that I always show my friends, and I'm like, look, this is what I want the ring to look like for my match with Aerial Crab, for example. Because I mean, I've requested this already. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I requested for it to look like the ring when John Sandig faced the wife beater. I forgot what CZW show it was, but yeah, it was no canvas. There was barbed wire ropes, and the fans made all types of different fucking, and that's how I want the ring to look. I want people to be like, what the fuck? These people are about to kill themselves, and the match hasn't even started. I want the ring to be scary.
Pretty much that's what dreams are made of.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say though like that. No ring barbed wire, no canvas. The House of Horrors with all the tubes, and I feel like there's something I'm missing. Oh, it's actually I don't know if it'll ever be done again or if, I don't know, but CZW used to do it with the ropes, and they used to swing like they would have. I think it was CZW. They had ropes on the ceiling throughout the whole venue, and it was just wrestlers swinging from the barricade to the middle of the ring, from the middle of the ring to the entrance, like swinging far as fuck, and then doing moves off of the ropes and shit. And I feel like I could get super creative in a fucking monkey playground, I guess you could say. Like,
Oh,
just,
hell yeah.
you know, that would be really cool. Off the top of my head, that's really all I can think of. I mean, tangled web matches are cool, like big barbed wire pits on the side. I don't know. At one point too, I want to have a match with like a pit of salt, pit of lemon juice, uh,
Ooh. Oh,
all that type of shit. You know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool too.
very good answers. So I want to ask you some things that were non-wrestling related. So I know for some people it might be hard to just pick like a couple favorites or whatever, but what are some movies that you like to watch that are like in your wheelhouse? Like, what are some of your favorite?
Um. Okay, so number one, Karate Kid, the one with Jaden Smith. I always watched that one as a kid. It just inspired me, like, oh, like he gets bullied and then he trains and now he fights. Because
I love that.
that was kind of like my thing growing up. Like I would always get picked on for being small or skinny, or whatever the fuck. And then I started
Oh,
to train, and then that was a different story. When I became a boxer, everyone respected me, so on and so forth. So I always like related to that movie. Um, um, so that movie, I'd say mid '90s. I don't know if a lot of people know about that movie, but it's just movies that I relate to. That like
okay.
so mid '90s. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a skateboard movie. Jonah Hill directed it actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I just relate to it. I love the movie because I love skating. I used to work at a skate shop in Miami actually, and I used to set up boards. I was never a big skater like that. I never popped a kick flip or a heel flip or nothing. I could flip the board, I could pop an ollie, but that was it. But I used to work at the skate shop, and I actually got really good at setting up boards, putting the grip tape on, the bearings, the tires, trucks, everything. You know. So I like the movie because of that. But the main reason that I fell in love with that movie is because of the relationship with that the big brother had with the little brother. Um, a single mom, and the big brother just started. He would just like bully his little brother a lot. And as the movie goes on, like they just grow into a better relationship, and like the little brother idolizes the big brother a lot. And long story short, what I'm trying to say is that yes, when I was younger, I feel like I used to torment my little brother so much, and I used to mess with him all the time, make him cry all the time. And as I grew older, like I changed. We had a lot of different things that happened that made us change with our family and different things like that. And like little by little, like I could see him like, I'm his hero, which is like something really cool. I'm my baby brothers, both of my, because I have two little brothers, and they both look at me like I'm, you know. So yeah, just
Oh,
watching that movie, like like they used to have this really bad relationship, but then it gets better, and their brother relationship I really like from that movie. And then I'd say it's another good one. Hmm. Uh, The Wrestler. I fuck it. So because it's wrestling related, and I just really like that movie. It's a really good movie.
very good. So, what are some types of music that you listen to, and what are some of your favorites?
I listen to rap mainly. Um, yeah, I mainly listen to rap. But I could really listen to a bunch of different stuff. I just don't like reggaeton. Reggaeton, country. I don't do country or reggaeton. I could do a couple corridos, like Spanish music. I could do Houston music, which I've like started to fuck with more now living here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I really like reggae. I really like
Okay.
Yeah, I really like reggae. I love Damn, I forget the name of the bands, but obviously Bob Marley. I don't know if one of the bands is called Steel Pulse. I don't know. That might be the name of the song. But I love reggae. I have a bunch of reggae in my playlist, and that's just from growing up in Florida. There was a lot of reggae going around, so I would always listen to reggae. Yeah, I'd say that's about it.
Nice. So, do you have a favorite snack? And if you don't, do you have like a favorite food that you like?
I have a favorite snack. Yes, my favorite. I have two. One is the wrap snacks. There's very specific. They're wrap snacks, bag of chips. The little baby flavor, sour cream,
Okay.
vinegar. There's like all types of different flavors in one flavor. The little baby bag is blue, and then There's this other bag of chips. They're like honeycomb something Cheetos. I don't know. They're like off-brand Cheetos. They're like
I know
honey
what you're talking about.
sweet Cheetos. I don't know. I had them the other day. I would have shown you the bag because I had it here just now. But yeah, I really like. I like weird chips like that. Unique chips, I guess you would say.
That's what's up.
And yeah, those are like my go-to munchies, and I always just get Gatorades. I always get Gatorades.
What is
Um,
your favorite Gatorade?
Grape, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm weird. I like the grape, and I like the frost, like the light blue one, the frost.
Oh, the light blue is like honestly top tier for me.
Yeah. Was that was the question, right? Just snacks.
Yes. So, what is something that most people wouldn't know about you?
That most people wouldn't know about me.
Hmm.
Um, damn. I don't know. That's kind of a tough question to answer. I don't know. They wouldn't know about me.
How about another hobby that you do besides wrestling?
That's what I'm trying to think of. But really,
Okay.
I mean, just that I box. That's pretty much it. I'm a boxer. Um, that's about it. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty simple.
Well, right on. I want to thank you so much for coming on here. You are absolutely amazing. You have such an incredible story. Just literally a year of being a wrestler, and you're already just seriously like you deserve to have literally a rocket strapped to your back and you just go to the moon. You were absolutely incredible.
Thank,
Everyone, please make sure and check out
thank you
any
for.
type of anything that Niño Extremo is doing. I would like for you to take the time to plug yourself. Where can everyone find you? Any merch and shows
So,
that are coming up for you?
so shows. Next big show, January 31st against Mickey Vargas, Can't Kill Texas 2. After that, Loco One Night Stand, Little Sicko, and Niño Extremo. Be there. You don't want to fucking miss it. Um, the week after that, literally 1 week after that, I have the Junkyard, and that's March the 7th. Hair versus Title versus Aerial Crab. My hair is on the line for the Loco Deathmatch Championship. I've lost to him 3 times in a row. So let's see if fourth is the final one where I can finally get my belt back.
Oh my god. I will be there for seeing that.
Are you going to be there for both shows? Local one?
Yes.
Because I figured since it's just 1 week later, fans would just come to Houston for the whole week and just stay for both
I'm
shows.
gonna be at I know for sure both March shows I'm gonna be at. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and go to the one I want to. Especially with you going against Little Sicko, holy shit.
You should. There's going to be a lot of other badass matches on that card too. But yeah, so those are the three big matches coming up. You can find me. It used to be Niño Extremo like this, but I kept getting my account taken down for some weird reason. someone's hating on me. Someone's reporting my shit. So I had to switch it up. It's now N.I.N.O._Extremo. So Niño, and there's a dot in between every letter. So Niño with a dot in between every letter, Extremo, _Extremo, and you'll find me there. On TikTok, I'm just Niño Extremo, and that's all I have, just TikTok and Instagram. And before I forget, I do want to just give a shout out to a couple people that are really important, that I know are gonna watch this, and I did not forget about y'all. Roberto, Liz, Stevie, the Ramos twins, my cousins. Oh my God, especially my cousins. My cousins Diego and Danny, and Jaime, my promoter from local wrestling, Primo. All of these people, and I'm probably missing some, but all of these people, everything that I'm doing doesn't happen without them. You know, the support from Stevie, Roberto, Liz, from sponsoring weapons, just taking care of me after my matches, bandaging me up, all different types of things with them. Primo for pulling the trigger on me and always taking care of me, teaching me endless amounts of things. My cousins for being at my matches every fucking time, recording every time, making edits for me every time, cutting the promos for me every time, everything. I can't thank my cousins enough. You know, Hyman for putting me in the position that he's putting me in, and believing in me, and the opportunity. I just can't think of enough. And I don't know if I'm missing anyone else, but it just doesn't happen without all of them. And I'm very grateful to have the circle of people that I have around me to help me. All the twins, the Ramos twins, those were the people I always help. You know, they helped me out a lot too. The Ramos twins, I know everyone, they're fucking deathmatch royalty. And yeah, a lot of support from the twins as well. So it doesn't happen without all of them. If I'm missing somebody, I'm sorry, but I love all of you guys, and it doesn't happen with all of y'all. And I'm so grateful to have this team, because we're a team. This is the Extremo team, the Niño Extremo team, the Young Pillars team, the local wrestling team. We're on fire, and we're not gonna be stopped 2026. And I'm really grateful for all of them. Thank you to all of those people that I just mentioned.
That's amazing. And thank you again for being on here, and everyone watching. If you're not a part of this young man's journey of becoming seriously one of the best deathmatch wrestlers ever, I'm just going to put it out there. You need to start now.
Not yet, but we're getting there soon.
Huh?
I said not yet. Not one of the best ever, but we're getting there.
Yeah, but you will be.
Yes, ma'am.
You're soon going to be everyone's favorite deathmatch wrestler's favorite deathmatch wrestler. I can guarantee that shit. But, and with me, you can find me on TikTok, Kakeface_Karlee, on Instagram, Kakeface_Karlee 2.0, and of course on the X Brand Wrestling YouTube page. And don't forget, X Brand Wrestling has a show going on January 17th, Caved In. They're going to be literally in a cave. So, and they have a IWTV taping. So when it comes out, I'll definitely let you guys know. But that is all I have for you guys. And until next time, okay, thanks, bye.